Stop racism. Isn't that is that too wait shit. My glob. My MacBook went all choppy again. Again, I'm using an early it's supposed to be a 2010 MacBook, yeah. It runs on El Capitan. It's 2 point something 3 gigahertz, which means it's really sluggish and it's obsolete. That's why my videos are so crummy compared to a ton of other YouTubers that basically you may watch, like Ryan Trian, to maybe actual speed that you basically like, that goes to other countries and using great quality cameras. Not into that, right? Or I can't afford that. I don't know what I'm talking about. The reason why I want to bring this up is because I viewed an interesting video titled something about why Asians or don't have much crime or something by Elephants in the Room. I forgot the title. It's basically how, like, why, like, it's a good video, but I don't want people to get the idea that if you're Asian, you're basically have a halo. Not to mention, I want to have Devil's Horn, because I'm thinking about Hazbin Hotel. Yes, I'm a fan, okay, because it may seem oh heaven, but it's hell, because I don't want to see this bright white walls that will strain my eyes and basically having a creepy, maybe, I don't know, 22-year-old basically bi man that wants to rape my ass behind a TV station. I don't know what I'm talking about, right? I want to be somewhere that may seem a little bit gloomy at times, but at least I'm living life and not living a fake life. It's a good series about Sir Panchius that basically misses his friends. He goes to hell. And people imagine if you're gay, right? And for my viewers are homophobic, you know, thou shalt not be gay. Well, at least they'll be going in the front with their friendship than you basically, let's just say, chopping up a man's penis or ripping a child, and you go to heaven. You can go and have Satan use his horn stick in your ass. Pardon my language. It was a really good video, and the channel is called Elephants in the Room. It doesn't matter what because I said so. Okay? So, I want to say Selenium. I'm age 30, right? You see this image? This is Gerald on the left. Love his afro, by the way. And that is Arnold. And by the way, I used to have a crush on Arnold when I was little. Okay? Yes, I'm that old. Okay? They're two best friends, and they do that now with their thumbs, right? Because it just shows that of each other platonically. Okay? And they just do amazing. I'm sure my viewers in New York, you definitely know what I'm talking about, right? Except for that one that want to call 911 on me just because I was feeling suicidal. I won't forget who you are, so screw off to the edge of the Empire State Building. Okay, then I appreciate that. They do a lot of events together. You know, it's supposed to take place in the Pacific Northwest. So for my viewers in Seattle, crunch! Sorry, I miss Seattle so much because I see a handful of license plates from Washington. Love that state. I love that damn Washington flag. Okay, well, not my favorites, but I like the flag. Okay, and then you have Clyde, the one that's black with the glasses. Okay, you may think nerd. He's not a nerd. You know, he may be. So what? And Lincoln from the Lighthouse, right? These are both Nickelodeon series. Again, we're not talking about the Loud Sis. So for the ones that snigger away, please. Or I would love to screenshot your profile and expose you for it and get your account terminated if you have inappropriate behavior or cyberbullying. I'm not gonna tolerate that on this doggy channel. Sucks that YouTube want to shut mine down. I'm still getting that back. Okay, I grew up in Nickelodeon, and seeing these two cartoons makes me basically feel self-accepted that Theon, there's nothing wrong with being friends with someone of a different skin pigment. Well, it shouldn't be. You know, and for the ones that say otherwise, they're racist. You don't need to date someone of that race, but if you don't be around them because of their skin pigment, then yes, that is racist. And this kind of someone that I guess it was gaslight to basically feel to be racist, just to defend himself. Let's just say I met a lot of awful people that didn't like me just because of the way I exist. It sucks I met those people, and I hope that their parents will get whipped by a stick. That the same way for the Akins, I can't pronounce it, the worst Indonesian state that basically would whip gay people that love each other as consensual adults. So Indonesia, you need to change your state for that, because I mean, saya suka Indonesian, pero you know, tita suka homophobia. Okay, talaga lalaki. Sorry, I'm mixing up Angel Tagalog. I don't know. Okay, Indonesian and Tagalog. Okay? The reason why I want to share this is because when people hear about certain racism media, you're thinking that if someone is black, right? They're a thug. They pick up a gun. Okay? They know how to play basketball. You know, a lot of us do. Right? However, though, I'm really short. Okay? I am extremely short. I don't look like it. I am. I'm shy. Right? I love geography. I love Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Right? I'm a gamer. Right? And I basically will get nervous around tall guys. I do. My heart will race a bit just looking up them like they're Titans on Attack on Titan, right? Another stereotype that we all eat chicken. Nothing wrong with that, right? I love eating chicken, but I like orange juice. I like apple juice, right? I am a vexillophile. Look it up. It's an actual term, okay? And how we always suck our pants. We listen to drip music. I know. I listen to rock. Heart. Queen. I do listen to a little bit of Rihanna. She's awesome, right? At least in the past I have. I listen to My Name is Luca, right? If that's not considered a black song, then I don't know how I'm not seen as black then. I don't know what I'm talking about. You get the gist, right? And then for Asians, well, you thinking that they're small, right? Down there. No, they're big. At least the ones I've seen online. You'll be surprised. They have a lot of muscle, right? They can be ripped. Pretty scary. I'm not kidding. Okay? They don't have to fight. Or they don't know how to fight. Look at Jackie Chan, for example. Awesome, man. You got... Oh, damn, that's right. You should have did a rush hour theory. Shit. Forgot about that. It's alright. That they all wear glasses. You know, a lot of them do, which is interesting. I don't know. You know where I'm coming from, right? Because some stereotypes can be dangerous. Because we're dividing ourselves, and we shouldn't be doing that. So, basically, if I could give an example, right? When you think about a black person, you're thinking that they have a gun. Or they say cuh. Or inna. I'm not saying that word. For blacks that do say it, I mean, I think other races should say that word too. I don't know why it's just us. I think that's just weird. I mean, when you blacks say it, I'm thinking, why do you keep saying that? Yeah, if I'm not black, then you're probably just a black suspecting victim. You thinking that you could play a victim, and you're probably a suspect yourself, right? Enough said. Quoted by Stan Lee. And how we're known for basically not being smart, right? As I mentioned before, or that we won't do well in our lives because of how that man that basically posted that video studied that 64% of us don't have our father figure, which is pretty concerning. But the thing is, though, I still graduated. I'm still the kind of person I am. In fact, I am a rape victim, a multiple man, by the way. My mother is a helicopter parent, and I love my mother to death, right? If that makes her less of a mother because of how she has to play a father figure, then you know what? For the ones that take their mothers for granted, I hope you go right in hell. I'm not kidding. There are people out there. I mean, look at what's going on in West Gaza. There are so many children that don't have parents. So tell me something. And don't tell me to calm down because I'm not calm. I will tell you to heat up so that you can burn your darn hand on the pavement and tell me if you basically have the darn Phoenix basically DNA to stand the hot desert climate. If not, be quiet. Unless you're basically Iraqi or Arabian, don't come here. It gets really hot here. If you can't stand the heat, then beat it. So, sorry, I know, that sounds weird. I'm trying to rhyme. If you can't stand the heat, then, you know what? Take the beat off of my state if you don't like it here. I want to get this out of my system. I'm going to post this later because I'm just so exhausted of how when I news every day, if it comes to someone of my race that basically, there's a lot, okay? Every race has problems, okay? Even white men get erased by white officers, okay? Even in my state, they get mistreated. You'll be surprised. There's so many stories. I don't think I want to go into deep detail. It's not just the race or anything. They just get mistreated because officers like to abuse their power, right? Those officers should get, let's just say, raped in prison. They deserve it. Very quick, a white man that was just minding his own business out here, I forgot how long ago this happened, was basically assaulted by officers on the ground. This happened a hot summer day, around 111 degrees or something like that, and they could have cooked his face, and he would have been dead because of, let's just say, maybe second, possibly third degree burns. And I think he did a third-degree burn. So I hope that that man is okay. He's gonna be traumatized for life, and he's white, by the way. I don't see color. I see, well, from the outside, kindness from their from one's beating heart. Okay, I don't feel anger. I feel heartbeat of someone's feelings. Okay, I'm not sure that's a good quote. I'm not good at quotes. But the thing is, basically, I'm just sick of it. I just want to say there's a couple creators, right? Even though I haven't watched them. Well, there's one named Albert and Priest, so two black men that do reactions on different news topics, right? A good example. You know, Tommy NFG says the N-word. I like his videos. He's another good example. Love Hilo. You know, he's half Japanese and half black, right? I try to think of another black creator that I have seen before. Sir Musty, he's a black British lad. Does random Morrow reactions, right? Of trailers or whatever. On Cumble Adjust that he actually has to switch to, and I can afford that, even though Brazil basically bricked, or I think they sued Nintendo because, oh, it's illegal to brick the game. Nintendo, you can't be charging us too much. Literally. I know, because I used to have a Wii that's hacked. So, am I going to go to jail as a teen at that time? You tell me, even though that was a Brazilian board I was friends with that sent me hacked stages. Awesome, by the way. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, I know you're probably thinking, Dion, you're speaking a different language. I'm speaking the gaming language because, well, I wanted this breakdown that basically what you see is not always true. Same way for Canadian stereotypes. Yeah, there are a couple great stereotypes, but people miss our, because I did a live stream reaction of, let's just say, Ontario officers that kind of mistreated a white Ontarian husband or father of 3 because, oh, you're basically trespassing because you're parking up private property. He's white. Okay, doesn't do anything. He's really calm. That's the Canadian way, eh? This has nothing to do with race. I guess you could say culture, right? Same way when you hear YNs, young us, right? I guess because we're dressed as ninjas. I love ninjas, but not like that. For my blacks out there that dress like that, that's fine. As long as you basically at least are educated and you also threats towards other people, even our own race, then people won't see you as a threat within our own race, if that makes sense. What I'm just trying to say is, it just gets so tiring that when we hear stories about this is, oh, if a black man did this, or if a Filipino man did this, or if a, let's just say, white Irish man did this. I'm tired of it. Okay, because I think that's why consuming the news too much, it could basically would, let's just say, spread cybertoxin particles in our brain, or at least on the screen, because of what we vision will make us sick, right? And this is for someone that has multiple headaches because of stress, and my mother and my brother are working at the moment, and I'm just puppy thing as always. You know, my pups are fine, because they're just asleep while Danny Fano is in the other room. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, I forgot to add Danny Phantom in there. I might need to make a separate video about this, okay? Again, as someone that's a Zillennial, very quick, Nickelodeon did taught me a lot about how you be friends with someone regardless of their race. You don't see them for their skin color. You see them for the interests and hobbies that you actually have. Okay? We're all human beings with just beating hearts, right? Just different skin pigments. Think about video games, okay? Yes, my main is Samus Aran. Someone's main may be Palutena, okay? Just because Samus is a tall woman, right? Wearing a suit. And then Palutena is, okay, a human female, and then a female angel. Or a human, an angel female. They can still be friends. They can still fight together in the match. Right? Regardless of what they look like. Because at the end of the day, they want to basically just enjoy life of battling matches. Okay? If that actually makes sense. I'll make the Nickelodeon thing later. But it just irritates me that, you know, it makes me feel heartbroken that, oh, if someone is of a certain race, then that defines their future. And as someone that has faced racial discrimination, I'm not going to have that, or I'll do my best not to have that define me. You'd be surprised, right? I'm surprised I haven't been falsely accused of whatever and being put in jail. It happens. For that video, that guy, the man, Elephants, and I forgot his name again. I just mentioned that 40% of our crimes is towards blacks. It is concerning, and I can see why that we may be, well, this is any race, but I guess for us blacks as well, we act a little bit more hectic. I guess you could say we got this slavery, at least for us Americans, right? Or at least for my viewers that are southern blacks. You got that slavery instinct, maybe that passed on to your family because the way that you're treated. I get that. I do. I mean, I know out here now, shit, I want to keep my state a secret. Out Southwest, it could be something similar. And also from Native Americans. I don't want you to feel ashamed, okay? Just because you may not have access to education when you're younger, or if your parents drunk a lot, that doesn't define you as a human being. In fact, I've always wanted to study Navajo. I only know a few words. It's a beautiful language. And it just hurts me how when someone wants to mistreat someone, that's because, I get it. Okay, if you met someone of that race, I do. But I just want to say for the ones that do have those racial and trusted thoughts, just do your best to be open. You know what? Just because I got robbed by an Asian guy doesn't mean that it will be another Asian guy robbing me. I want to say this as a bonus here. Okay, there is this Vietnamese freak that I don't want to mention his name because I already mentioned his name multiple times, that would harass me, fetishize me, and even wanted to throw a rock at my brother's window and attack us. Okay, again, he is Southeast Asian. Or South... Wait, I don't think it's Vietnam, and I know it's in South Asia, but South... Uh-oh. I don't think it's considered Southeast, though. I think it's because... No, wait, South Asia, that's in... I think that's more in India. Yeah. Southeast, I believe, right? Because it does touches the Pacific. And let's just say that I don't want to talk about it. I don't, okay? So that's because, you may hear that, every Asian will study and do math. There are Asians out there that would beat you up just because they want to, or they would fetishize you because you're small. You'll be surprised. Okay? Literally. Also, I just want to share this very quick. I was surprised that one of my viewers, I hope he's okay, Darren, for example, it's awful that Asians, well, yeah, they may be smart and all, or having close-knit families, but they're forced to study a lot, and they may get mistreated by other Asians themselves. You would be surprised. Asians, just like us blacks, can be racist to each other. You would be surprised. Okay, he basically told me that he had to get his phone confiscated by his parents. And he's, mind you, 19. College boy, right? I can't imagine that. Even though my mother's a helicopter parent, his parents are way worse just because he's an adult, right? He shouldn't be still treated as a child. And he needs more freedom from his parents. I just don't get why. I forgot what he said to me, but it was mucked up of his parents to basically saying that they would take his phone away from him. He's an adult. He basically drives. He goes to college. I mean, oh man, I did kind of predicted that, you down yet? And then the kid says no. And then, tell me when you're down or something like that. I forgot what it is. Right? If you look up from a guy, Asian jokes, you get where I'm coming from. You get the Jeff. And don't get me started with the black jokes as well. Because, well, when we talk, he dead, or, he alright. As a black American myself that's mixed, representing himself as black, I don't talk like that, right? I don't speak enough those words because they're just out of my vocab. And, by the way, it's 11:54, the 12th of July on a Saturday, and I just have to say that every darn person is different. Okay, I'm tired of again, life is not school. Yes, let's just say in high school, right? That's 4 years. Yeah, 4 years is really long. But at least we get out of that eventually. The reason why I don't like high school, don't get started the first 2 years, is that we have to be in cliques. It is nice to be in your own little tribe, but of course you want to venture out and explore other tribes. The same way if you basically want to explore other countries, right? You want to learn about the cultures, you want to speak the language. Hell, if you want to marry someone that's a different race than you, or speak a different language, I think that's romantic. It is. So why don't you keep closing things up? If that's the case, Superstars Brothers would have never exist. Because The Legend of Zelda, the Mario Brothers, Kirby, Donkey Kong. They want to be interacting with each other, weren't they? Smash Brothers, thanks to Sakurai Shigeru and Iwata, may he basically rest in dreamland. We had to thank them, okay? Because, well, they're, my opinion, they're the best fighting game that's ever been made of all time. So basically, just decrease. Okay, racism is not going to stop. It's not, but decrease it. Okay, decrease it, for crying out loud. I just despise how we had to treat each other just because, oh wow, you had this skin pigment, this hair or hairstyle, I can be around you. No. No! For friendship? No! For the ones that basically dislike this video, you know, I can't check dislikes or, I don't know. I just hope that, I'm sorry, I'm saying, you're racist, but you're not. Okay, maybe you disagree with me because, well, I'm not talking clearly, or maybe I'm a little bit too loud, and that's fine. If you want to dislike, that's fine. Okay, or maybe using the Lincoln, the Cleveland, whatever, right? And the Hey Arnold one is not a good example. Because, well, maybe you still believe that stereotypes has to be a thing. I don't know how your brain acts. But I just have to say, okay, before I did end the live stream, I forgot to mention one thing. I was shocked to see Greg, who is a Canadian, told me that he was white and black. I thought he was white. Not in a bad way, right? Because he told me he's half white and half black. And he's the best father I've ever had on my channel. Okay, I hope there will be other amazing fathers like him as well. Regardless of his skin color. And I just see him the same. Especially my viewer Dumbo. He's white. He's white, like Lincoln. Do I see him differently? No. No. Because, why? Why? Don't say but because, don't go there. If you tell me I can see him differently, I don't want you to be around me, or I'm gonna, well, I'm not gonna pepper spray you unless you assault me first. I'm an American, by the way, FYI. Okay, it basically what translates for your information, and pepper spray is not a weapon. It's a self-defense item that basically has this pepper on it that will sting your eyes to stun you, right? I'm guessing chili peppers, maybe red hot chili peppers. I see him as a human being that has a healthy beating heart of kindness. And without him, I'd probably be doing these videos even when I lost my channels, including him on my Twitter that's been supporting me. So again, may we just, no, not may. Well, yeah, because, I don't know, I guess people need to decide for themselves. May you, because no, I want this to decrease. May you do your part to decrease racism. I hope so. If not, then I just hope that you would take your side of why you feel this way. Because us humans are not going to evolve if you still act this way. And maybe, let's just say one more thing. It may be a pleasant period back in the 50s, whatever, for the ones who still think this way, but let's see, after World War II happened, and let's see, smoking being okay legal on planes, that's another thing, or he's wearing weird suits out in public. I mean, that may seem nice or not, but why would you wear, well, you won't wear a suit at the beach, but I'm guessing for those that have ancestors here in the U.S. back then that did, I think that's just weird, but I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, this is a bad example. We're not going to be able to spoil our cultures, or let's just say evolve and problem solve. Like, let's just say diseases, or basically getting planes. I don't know. If we're still thinking that midnight, tells them